Hey guys, how's it going? I'm back. Um, Today we're gonna look at my first round game from the Denver Open this weekend, or last weekend. I won and got a personal best, which was super exciting. I beat a 1940 who was a love to talk about how he's an adult improver. You know, he won his first chess game when he was like 38, which is pretty cool, and he's made it all the way to 1940. So it's a pretty cool success story. I think his peak was at like 2050, so definitely a strong player, and I was super excited to beat him. But as you'll see, he gave me some great chances in the opening. Okay, let's check it out. E4, C5. This is some classic stuff. I've never seen this move order for the Sveshnikov with this knight F6 first. Nisa, what's up? You ruining this take? Okay. But he goes E5, essentially making the transposing us into like a pelican variation of the Sicilian. This is all standard stuff. The idea is to really play hard on this D5 square. We're gonna try and get both of our knights optimally placed. Nisa. Sorry, my cat is very hyperactive. We're going to just try and play off this d5 square. So moves like bishop g5 and actually taking this knight are pretty good because we're trading our dark square defender for one of black's light square defenders. So black is only going to have two pieces that can attack d5 after we trade this bishop off. And this bishop on f8 is often going to end up a pretty poor piece, trapped behind its pieces. Alright, Misa, I might need to lock you out. Sorry. Sorry, everybody. 1 second. Okay. Thank you for your patience. Goes a6. This is all super standard stuff. I can throw in bishop takes f6 because he can't play queen takes f6 here because I simultaneously attack his queen and this fork on e8. So g takes f6 is required. Ace b5, super standard move. Looking to fork me, so got to get out of that fork, hop into d5. This is the whole plan. He immediately attacks my e4 pawn, which is pretty smart. He's trying to undouble his pawns and not have to be in pain. But I play a move which I thought about for maybe like 10 minutes. And I've seen this line before. I've kind of prepped it. I'm not sure if this is exactly how you're supposed to play it. But I actually went for the awesome positional sacrifice. Bishop takes b5. With the point of knight takes b5. And we're going to win the rook for 2 pawns and 2 pieces. He can't play queen b5 check because this knight is defended by tactics. If he ever takes on b5, we fork his king and queen and pick up the queen. So this is a very interesting line. Let's say he just ignores us. Maybe he goes here. We'll fork. And now he can't castle, and we're picking up a rook, but at the same time, it's going to be 2 pieces. He's going to have 2 pieces for the rook, so it's still a game for sure, a position like this. But for some reason, he gets psyched out, and he doesn't accept my sacrifice, which is huge because now I've just won a pawn with like a pretty good position, right? He takes. I'm just trying to hold. I play c3. I think this is a little slow. I probably could have like castled or developed another piece. But c3 felt right because I can put my knight on c2 if needed. And I'm also trying to play against his knight here. I don't want his knight to get into d4 necessarily. But maybe I could have always waited for his knight to go d4 and then play c3 Didn't necessarily need to play it now, but it felt like a fine move at the time. He castles. I bring my knight to c4, hoping to get it to e3. Just kind of stack up as much power as I can on the d5 square. But he's not having any of that. f5, bishop c2, queen b3. And here, this is kind of a bad queen move. It's okay. I do want to trade queens because I'm just up a pawn and I'll be looking good in the endgame. But the queen's a little awkward here. Like, he has... These E and F pawns are pretty strong. They're well supported. He's ready to push them, so... I'm kind of putting my queen into the line of fire, I think. But I was looking at this position for a while, and I think there's like only a couple blunders here, and he makes one of them here with this move. Knight e7 is a huge blunder. It makes sense because he's trying to trade off my really strong knight on d5, but it fails to tactics. And I was super excited because I was hoping he would play knight e7, and he did. And now I'm winning a piece. So we get h4, and all of a sudden this knight cannot be defended. The only way for the queen to defend this knight is along these two squares, but these three squares, but we have now, after h4, successfully taken all of those squares from the queen. So he throws in e4, but I play it calm. I know I don't need to go crazy or anything, so I play queen h3. He finds this nice idea of bishop takes c3, which is an interesting try. Just at least netting a pawn for his lost piece. So I just bring my knight back. I was scared of like queen takes, knight takes, h takes here. And I didn't really like all these hanging pieces on the c-file. So I chose to be a little more conservative maybe and just take with my knight here. So he goes queen g6, saving his queen. I queenside castle, finishing development. Throws in a check and defends f6. I'm now ready to trade queens. But of course he doesn't want that because he's down a piece. And I pick up the free pawn here. I'm just trying my hardest to like pacify him. You know, I really want to win this game. I'm freaking out, honestly, that like I'm in such a great position against the 1940. And I'm getting kind of low on time. I believe, let's see. Oh, I don't have the times on me right now. It's okay. So I'm just trying to like pacify his position and keep everything equal. That's why I like to put I'm trying to trade off his bishop, trade as much as I can. He lets me do it. I bring my knight back to safety. My king is a little scared on these like open files, you know. He still has a queen, a rook, and a knight. Queen, two rooks, and a knight. So he could easily build up a strong attack against my castled king over here on the queen side. So I know I have to definitely play it very calm. He activates his knight. I play b3. He brings his knight in. He wants to put his knight on d3, but that fails to tactics, thankfully. I put my rook on g7. I have ideas of maybe queen g5 check. And just trying to take him down, infiltrate his position. But then he just goes straight into d3, and this is another huge blunder. I can just take, and even after f4, I can just calmly play queen e2. He plays queen f5, which is a nice move. If my rook moves off this square to a bad location, he's going to get e3 check, which is maybe not the end of the world, but nothing we need to allow, right? So I move my rook to the optimal square, d5. So pretty much disallowing any e3 ideas, because after e3 we just take the queen. So he moves his queen because that idea is not going to work, in which point I'm able to slide my rook into g5, which is a great square for the rook. He goes king f8, and now I'm getting this counterplay. I could have maybe been a little aggressive beforehand because you know, I'm up like 2 pieces at this point. There was probably definitely some times to be a little more aggressive, but as I've been telling everybody, I'm a bit dovish in nature with my chess games. I like to play really solid, make sure my opponent has nothing to play for. So I'm pretty content with the way I played still, even though maybe some of these backwards knight moves were unnecessary. But nonetheless, let's get back to it. Now I'm ready to go all in. My position's solid. I have both my knights defending my king. There should be nothing to worry about. He plays rook f6, which has a nice little threat of queen takes c4, taking the pinned knight. Oh, maybe he doesn't have that. Oh, no, he does. He does. I was thinking if he goes c4, maybe I have g8 skewering, but no, the queen still defends g8. So nothing wrong with that. But I just play a nice move, knight d5. And knight d5 essentially kicks the rook from the defense of this queen, while simultaneously blocking the queen's vision of c4. So if this rook moves off of this file, let's say to a bad square, let's say he plays like rook c6, then I could simply just pin the queen and win the queen. And if I could get the queen off the board, then it'll surely be an easy win. But either way, I still think my position is just crushing at this point. He goes h6 desperately, but I see a way to trade all the pieces and essentially just go into an extremely winning endgame. I play rook g8, skewering this rook, so he has to go queen takes, but then I can just give him my queen, and I pick up this undefended rook on f6 with check, and I'll be picking up e4 as well. And here Larry resigned, and it was cool. I was super happy with this game. My opponent did just kind of give me a good position from the start, but I was at least able to comfortably hold this winning position. Bishop d7, definitely a mistake. You gotta accept the sacrifice and play without castling your king and play this weird awkward position, but this is definitely worse down all the material. White just has the d5 square and it's too much. And knight e7 was definitely the biggest blunder of the game, giving me a piece and an easily winning advantage. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. That was my best win ever, my highest rated win. There'll be more to come. I'm excited to show you guys the second round, which I also won. I thought there was a lot of really cool tactics and sacrifices in that one, so stay tuned and thank you.